Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Katsina, President Buhari State has 70% poverty rate, UN reports. Strike. Court strikes out NAN's suit against ASU FG. SSS, Army, police rivalry worsening Nigeria's insecurity. NAS Clark. Tension as unknown gunmen attack military checkpoint in Enugu. On the world news, suspended Lagos traditional ruler jailed. Disband Ebubeago security outfit, Igbo group tells Southeast governors. Kogi seals church over bulletproof water on registered hospital. And on foreign story, Kenya's protests against climate change demand compensation from industries. And finally, on sports, we will do everything to beat Super Eagles Algeria forward their loss. Now the news in detail. The UN in Nigeria has said that no fewer than 70% of people in Katsina State live below the poverty line. Observers may find this instructive because President Muhammad Buhari is from the state. The year's figure is, however, higher than 2012 statistics by the National Bureau of Statistics, which states and said it had 56.46% poverty rate. It had also noted that Sokoto State had an estimated poverty rate of 87.73, with Taraba second with 87.72, followed by Jigawa State with 87.2%. On the new Katsina report, which hardly aligns with government claims on poverty reduction, Mr. Matthias Kemal said the UN resident humanitarian coordinator in Nigeria gave the 70% rate when he visited Governor Aminu Masari on Monday. We understand that poverty, insecurity, and lack of knowledge are also key factors that are contributing to malnutrition among children in the state. At our next meeting of the humanitarian country team this coming Wednesday, we will discuss humanitarian issues in the rest of the country, not just in the northeast, he said. The man said that Masari has visited the UN House on several occasions to show concerns over his people and elegantly make case for better support for the states. Moving on to the next story, Justice Polycarp Amen closed further proceedings in the matter following the withdrawal of the suit by the factional president of NANS, Umar Farouk Lawan. Lawal had informed the court that he filed the suit marked NICN/ABJ/273/2022 for himself and on behalf of NANS. When the matter came up on Tuesday, Lawal notified the court that he had filed a motion for discontinuance. He said the decision to withdraw the suit was because of the challenge by NANS, which contested his standing and denied that he is the president of the student body as he deposed to. Though the other two respondents were not presented, however, counsel to ASU, Marshal Abubakar, informed the court that he was not opposed to Lawal's application to withdraw the suit. Consequently, Justice Amen struck out the matter. And to another angle of the world news, Amos Ojo, the clerk of the National Assembly, says the military and rivalry among the Nigerian army and the police, the SSS, and other security agencies is worsening the deterioration of insecurity in Nigeria. He also called on Nigerians to support security operatives to tackle bandits and other criminals terrorizing the country. The consequences of interagency rivalry have far-reaching implications on national security and escalated the already existing security challenges confronting the country, the clerk stated. The findings of KSA showed more light on intricacies associated with some laws guiding the operations of security agencies, which include an overlap of functions, unclear delineation of functions. The clerk gave the charge in Abuja on Monday while delivering the opening remarks at a two-day retreat on national security legislative reform for Senate committee members organized by Conrad Agnew Stephen KAS. Mr. Ojo expressed concern over the escalation of security challenges through social media, adding a need to put relevant legislation in place to strengthen the country's security architecture. To the next story. 2 people are feared dead in Kano State following an attack Tuesday morning by unknown gunmen. Daily Post learns that the government attacked an army checkpoint at Obiagu Amadu Road in Enugu South local government area of Enugu State. This is not the first time gunmen were attacking security agencies along the axis. The frequent attacks led to the deployment of the combined team of security operatives. However, it was gathered that gunmen stormed the area again in 2 Lexus Jeeps and 1 Toyota Sienna bus around 7:25 a.m. They reportedly opened fire at the combined team of the police and the military. Although the casualty figure is still unclear, a source said at least 2 persons died. The police in Enugu State is yet to issue a statement on the reported attack. And from southeast to southwest, precisely Lagos State from Ikeja. An Ikeja High Court on Tuesday sentenced the deposed Baale of Shangisha in the Magodo area of Lagos, Mutiu Ogundari, to a 15-year jail term. The traditional ruler was charged with faking his kidnapping and breaching of peace. Recall that the former Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode on July 13, 2022 suspended the Baale over a kidnap incident. After 5 years, Justice Akim Oshodi on Tuesday sentenced Ogundari, having convicted him of 2 counts bordering on breach of peace and the state and fake kidnapping. Also jailed for the same prison term was his brother Okoyemi Mohammed. The court, however, set his wife abundantly free, having earlier absolved her of the charges earlier leveled against her. And back to the southeast. A group, Indigo Unity Forum, NUF, has charged Southeast governors to disband Obiagu security outfit. Alleged members were committing extrajudicial killings, and the objective of its establishment to checkmate activities of criminals in the region had failed. This is as it called on the international community and rights organizations to investigate cases of extrajudicial killings of unharmed and innocent civilians in the southeast. Spokesperson for the forum, Chika Udemadu, in a statement yesterday, lamented what he described as reckless waste of human lives by Obiagu, especially in Imo and Ebonyi states. Such waste of human life by the security outfit of the same people they ought to protect has defeated the objective of setting it up. He flagged their brutal killing of a trader at Afo-Gidi Market, known as Pastor, on the phantom allegation of inscribing tattoo on the body, saying insistent unwarranted and extrajudicial killings of innocent and unarmed Igbo youth in the southeast zone must stop. The group also condemned the spate of kidnappings for money in the region, lamenting that killings and kidnappings of innocent people have direct consequences on the economy of the southeast region in the country. From that story, we will go to Kogi State. The Kogi State Governor, Yahya Bello, has ordered the closure of a New Generation Church, the New Jerusalem Deliverance Ministry, or Kene, for allegedly defrauding members by selling bulletproof water and running an unapproved medical facility. The pastor of the church, Peter Adeza, is said to have been operating the facility since 2008, while many people were said to have allegedly lost their lives due to illegal and unhygienic medical practice. The closure order was implemented on Monday by the State Security Advisor, Commander Jerry Omodara retired, in the company with the State Commissioner for Information and Commissioner for Health, Kingsley Fanwo, and Dr. Zekeri Usman, respectively, other government officials and security agents. It was discovered that aside from housing a hospital that is used for taking deliveries and treating sicknesses, the church is also being used as a psychiatric and rehabilitation home, as many people were seen with chains on their hands and legs. Members and worshippers confirmed that they have been receiving treatment for different ailments from the man of God. According to the State Security Advisor, the pastor had earlier been arrested following a preliminary investigation by the State Investigation Bureau of the Police and the Department of State Services to look into the activities going on in the church and concerning the head of the church, the pastor himself. From that story, we go to the foreign story. Hundreds of protesters flooded the streets of Nairobi, the Kenyan capital, on Saturday to demonstrate against the climate change, mainly caused by the advanced countries. The protesters carrying different placards embarked on the march as part of the Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance. The youth-based group held street protests demanded that wealthier nations pay for the huge damage done to the land of peasant farmers and pastoralities across Africa. Heritage Times reported that Kenya has been devastated by the worst drought in 4 decades, which has been attributed to global warming. The leading protesters and activist, Duncan Omami, who spoke during the demonstration, said the global north must pay for the damages they are causing. Omami said, remember from the IPCC, The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change report 96% of the emissions are being emitted by the global north. And completing the world news this hour is coming from the sports angle. Algeria forward and the Dalot has said the Desert Forces will go all out for a win against Nigeria in the friendly match today. The Desert Forces are looking to extend their recent unbeaten run to 5 matches with a win against the Super Eagles in Oran tonight. The Jamal Bemati side struggled in the 1-0 win against Srùpt Stars of Guinea last week Friday. The 30-year-old reckoned that the Super Eagles are a solid side, but insisted he and his teammates will do all they can to emerge victorious. We will face Nigeria, who are a solid opponent, so it will be a good test for both teams. That said, as it is a home game, we will do everything to win it, they were told Algeria press service. We have also prepared it well. We worked well after the previous match against Guinea. We analyzed the game with the technical staff to see what worked and what didn't work to perform better in the second friendly match, 8 p.m. Nigerian time tonight. For more news on YouTube, our handle is Bagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions both outdoor, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. More on the major headlines. Katsina, President Buhari State has 70% poverty rate, UN. Court strikes out Nan's suit against ASU, FG. And on sports, we will do everything to beat Super Eagles of Nigeria, says Algeria national team captain. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.